Christmas. Yeah, good morning to some. But yeah, Merry Christmas. I hope that you are all doing well. I hope that you have had a wonderful Christmas or are having a wonderful Christmas, depending on where you are in the world and whether it's currently the 26th or the 25th. Um, I thought that it would be nice. I've just had an absolutely amazing day. I'm very, very blessed with the family that I have, and I've had such a good time spending time with them, eating, and I am just full of like joy and excitement. And I thought, although it's wild because of the time, but I thought that it would be nice before I go to bed that I come on and we do a little live stream, so that way I get to spend time with you as well during Christmas, and it makes it feel like the best Christmas ever. Hey everybody, hey Shelley, a watercolorist, Jude, Christine, April, Paula, Susan, Shelley, everyone's here. This is so awesome. Cool. So don't worry if you are, yeah, still Christmas Day in the US. That's what I thought. So I know in the UK now it's currently Boxing Day. In Asia it's Boxing Day, but I'm glad that you guys are all here. I thought in terms of what it may be nice to do, I have a couple of things. First thing is that Roman Szmal very, very, very kindly sent me December 2025. So I thought it would be nice for us to swatch it out together, paint with it, compare it if you want. He also did share the pigment information. So if you want to try and mix it yourself, you can. And I have the, how do I say this? I have the actual individual colors as well. So we can try and do those mixes. And then I also got a gift from Cobalt, so I'm going to be showing that as well, and we take it a step at a time. One of the things I should say as well, because I'm getting better at actually talking about the fact that I have a membership, is that we are still doing the little landscape series in my membership, and that is essentially that quite a few people wanted to learn how to paint with gouache. Quite a few people wanted us to kind of do it together as a group, and so in December that's what we've been doing through creating these little landscape paintings. I decided to do them on little wood coasters because I wanted to paint on wood basically, and painting on wood panels is quite expensive, but coasters are very affordable and you can coat them with gesso and then they are essentially the same thing. So that's what I have been doing, and these are some of the landscapes that we've done already. So this one is one of my favorites from the series, which is so funny because it was just a live stream that we'd done, and with live streams you never know how it's going to turn out. I don't pre-plan them, I just kind of show up and go with the flow. This one is one that I've done like privately myself, just to relax. And then this one was all about using references as inspiration, but not sticking to them so closely that it then kind of sucks the life out of it or the fun out of it. So how do you stick to a reference but not let perfectionism ruin the fun of it? And this is a video as well. This was from our studio session, just painting and hanging out and chatting a few days ago. This one was from a live stream I did on YouTube, so if you want to catch the replay and see the process of this, you can. And then this one was our very first one. So these are the ones that we have so far, and I have done a few more. But we said no spoilers, so this is this is what you get. I think, hold on, 1 2 3 4 5 6, there's like 2 more that I'm going to share via like my membership. So yeah, if you are interested in painting with gouache, if you are interested in joining my membership in general, whether you want gouache or watercolor, the live sessions, or just hanging out with us, then please feel free to join. I have left it linked in the description. I will be closing the Happy Mail tier soon as well. And once I do, I won't be able to open it for the next few months. So if you're interested in receiving Happy Mail, then feel free to join. I may do swatches of it. I wanted to keep it, I didn't know if people wanted spoilers or not, so I kept it kind of a surprise-ish, but I can do some swatches later if you guys want spoilers. Hey Paula, don't worry. There's no such the beauty of like I see my membership and everything I create as a menu, not a curriculum. So you pick what you want when you want. You can't fall behind. You can only do it at your own pace. There's no such thing as falling behind. So don't worry about that. But yeah, it will. You can pick the ones that you want when you want. Okay, so shall we do some swatching? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Let's start off with so we're going to dedicate quite a lot of time to like, you know, swatching the December 2025. So let me quickly show you this sketchbook which Tom Corvo sent me. If you don't know, so he sent it to me as a gift, no expectation of anything. I have bought a few of his sketchbooks. And the reason that I'm laughing is that obviously I did the video where I counted all my sketchbooks and it was over 100, and so I told myself I wasn't going to buy any more sketchbooks. But when I saw his sketchbooks, I felt like they warranted an exception. And then he sent me this gift, so it doesn't count as like, you know, it's not like I bought it. It was a gift. But he hand makes his sketchbooks, which is wild. I have made sketchbooks by hand as well, and it's definitely doable, but I think the caliber with which he makes it is incredible. And because I'm not very patient and they take me a while, it made me appreciate it being handmade even more. So he does send his sketchbooks with paper samples, and they are offcuts, I assume, from the sketchbooks that he's made. So he makes them with Arches paper, Saunders, Fabriano, I want to say as well. Yes, Fabriano Artistico, more Arches. And they're labeled, you see. Then it has a note. Just checking to make sure it's not something like private to me, but it's not. It's like it comes with a note. And then I honestly didn't want to unbox it here and now because part of it, 100% cotton, I know. Boston, over 100 sketchbooks. That's why I'm like, you know what, anytime anyone we're talking in like the Asher group, or I'm talking about supplies and people are like, oh my gosh, it's so bad, I have whatever, it will never faze me because I will almost always have more. So, you know, we really do take we listen and we don't judge seriously. So comes with a sticker. Part of me doesn't want to fully unbox it because I feel like I should make a video, like, you know, an edited video. Although I've been struggling with making them recently, so I haven't made it yet. Maybe I'll give you a sneak peek. No, I'm gonna do it. How do I unwrap without tearing this? How extra am I? Isn't this wild? For this to be handmade. So this one that he sent me is with Lana paper that I haven't tried before. 300 GSM, cold press, extra white, 36 pages. And he painted the covers himself. So all the sketchbooks that have like this kind of cover are all different because they all, you know, they're all kind of like paintings, basically. So they're all unique. And then this comes off. Ta-da. And they come with a certificate, which he says you can take off, but I'm not going to because I like the fact that it will show that this is handmade, and he made it in October. Okay, I'll have to try the paper and see. It's got two textures, which I don't usually like, so we'll see how it goes. So I like this texture, and then there's one that's slightly less textured. Can you see? Actually, Maybe I like this one more. So this one is the smoother one and this one is the thicker one. It's not that one texture is better than the other. I just like consistency. So we'll see. But I'm very grateful for this sketchbook and I love the size. It is 29 by 25 centimeters. So I'm gonna put this in here and then I will at some point make a video where I unbox it, or maybe I'll do a video where it's a sketchbook tour, because really and truly it's got to that point, or I've got to that point in my life where favorite videos and sketchbook tours I enjoy more than hauls. Yes, so I have linked Koval sketchbooks in the description. It's made by hand by Tom Koval, and it's actually the Mightier pencil who raved about him and kind of kept talking about how good his sketchbooks were, which is why when I went to Poland and I saw it, I bought them. And then he did a really, really, really great Black Friday deal, so then I bought some more, and then he sent me a sketchbook as a gift. He's a really nice guy as well. So that was the sketchbook. Now let's open this. I don't have my scissors right by me because I've been wrapping gifts, which I've given to my siblings. They were so sweet. They gave me like the sweetest things as well. I'm very grateful. I feel very spoiled. Yeah, I know, don't get me wrong, like I don't know. It's not that I dislike hauls, but it's kind of like, I think when I'm just seeing unboxing, it's kind of like it doesn't hit the same it used to. I kind of feel full. I'm full of it, and now I want something different. So if you may have noticed, like I think my last haul video was probably last year. I don't know if I've done a proper haul video this year, but with the last haul video that I did, that was like a proper haul of the supplies that I'd bought, I didn't do it straight away. I actually used the supplies for maybe a month and then did the haul video, and was kind of like, I bought this and this is what I made, and I bought this and this is what I made. Or I think I'd opened it live, used it for a bit longer, and then recorded the video. So I don't know, it was kind of like a bit of it's yes a haul, but maybe not quite an unboxing. It's a mixture. But then I feel like things like this are a bit different because they're special, so it's not like I've seen them a million times in videos. So let's swatch these bad boys. Feel free to put your guesses in on what you think it is. I know that some people already know, but if you don't know and you want to guess, I've got these here as well so that we can take a look and compare. I knew I had a spare page, so maybe I'll swatch it here. Yeah, let's swatch it here. Oh, this bad boy here, which is massive and maybe unnecessary, I actually bought from Asda, which is like a grocery store in the UK, affordable grocery store in the UK. And it was £4, and I was like, well, that's going to be great for me to like do for painting, basically, because at the moment I use palette paper, which works, but I thought that this might be quite nice as well, and then it can just stay on my desk. It is quite big and it is heavy, so we'll see how that goes. But now I can't walk past any section in any shop without seeing it being full of potential for my art supply. Swatch. Will do. Roman actually gave me an extra one so I can do a giveaway, but because of shipping, I'm gonna do it UK only. I'll need to figure out how to do it. So here we go. Your palette is a sushi dish. Yeah, well, this kind of looks like, I think it's a serving platter. Let's do a big swatch. Hopefully, oh, These are from my pictures. You'd think I'm trying to do teasers. I'm really not. There we go. Reactivates beautifully as usual. You might be wondering why I'm swatching in such a weird way, but it's just so that we can do some swatches next to it. Okay, this is looking different to what I thought, because I'd seen of like pictures and stuff. Oh, this is granulating a lot and changing a lot. Initially when I put it down I was like, oh, it's brown, but as it's drying it's changing. So parts of it look brown, parts of it look bluey, parts of it look just like green. I'm adding loads more water just because it's granulating a lot, so I want to let it do its thing. Can you see that? I don't think that's much better, is it? Hold on. What if I move this and actually focus it? Okay, there, can you see it? Okay, I know that I moved, so now you can't see it. Let me just put it back on top. I moved because I can see that I am creating blooms. This is really pretty. Can you see? Oh, welcome, Shauna. Merry Christmas, Wendy. This is Szmal's December 2025. I don't even... Like, I know the pigments are inside. I'm just surprised that this is the result, you know? Did you want to make your guesses? I'm looking for a pen to make a note of the name. I had a pen out actually. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the granulation is beautiful and so distinct, like very, very prominent. So this is, I'm gonna write it here, Roman Szmal, December 2025, and it is PG 50, which surprised me, and PBR, let me double check. I'm like wrong. I wrote it, yeah, PBR 11. Isn't that beautiful? What I have here is some other colors that perhaps are maybe a bit similar. I'm not sure. We'll see. This is Cascade Green by Daniel Smith, which I have on the next page, but I figured, okay, no, this is a lot cooler. I don't want to use like a massive amount because I don't have much left. And I'm not going to be able to get paints. It never ends, you know, it never stops, so I'm going to have to show some restraint. And have This is also beautiful. Not similar at all. I don't know. In my head, I thought, you know what? Hold on. It's not similar. Yeah, they're both cooler because what I have here as well is Christmas tree green, which I think is basically Cascade green but with a scent that I can't smell. Hey, Paula. Mm. Spend money on art supplies. Honestly, it's an affliction I have too, but you know, it makes me happy. It does make me happy. Although, you know, it's an expensive time of year, so I will show restraint. This is Christmas tree green. Doesn't look like it either. Would Serpentine Genuine look like it? I don't even know if I have any more Serpentine. That might have finished. That might be finished. Only God knows how long it takes me to find. Oh, wait. I have, like, it's almost finished, but... Oh, best gouache paint and best sketchbooks, please. I think, so, honestly, with gouache, so far, all the gouache I've used I have liked. So, I don't know which one the best is. I really don't. My intention or plan was at some point to do like a almost like a double blind study where I would, no, this is Serpentine Genuine, this is a lot brighter, but almost like a double blind study where I would like put out some gouache, maybe have the plate labeled on the bottom or something, and then paint with them and then figure out which one I like most. But I haven't done it yet. So I've tried Winsor & Newton, which is my main go-to, but that's also because it's very affordable. Well, it's affordable in the UK. It's around, now it's probably around £5.50 per tube, but when I started with gouache, it was £4 per tube. I've tried Holbein, which I also really enjoyed. The one thing I will say with Holbein is that a lot of the colours have lots of pigments inside it, and some of the colours are fugitive for no reason, but they feel nice and they look nice. I have tried Shinhan, which I'm really enjoying recently actually. They're very vibrant, but similar to Holbein, have a lot of colours that are multi-pigments and a few colours that are fugitive for no reason. Then Schminke I haven't tried yet, but I've heard really great things about, so I have bought them. I've bought some primaries of Schminke so that I can paint with them, but I just haven't had the time to do it. And I'm just naming these brands so that you are aware of them, and if they are easily affordable near you, then I would say that these are good ones to go for. Daniel Smith, excellent, really enjoyed it, but in the UK it is 2 to 3 times the price of Winsor & Newton, so I can't. I can't regularly. I have some and I love them, but it can't be my regular go-to paint unless I win the lottery or, you know, something drastically changes in my finances. Then who else? If anyone has suggestions, by all means, please feel free to make them. I don't like Caran d'Ache gouache. I haven't bought it. I've just seen videos of it, and in none of the videos, irrespective of what anyone has said whilst watching them, have I thought, oh yeah, that looks like good gouache, and so I've never bought them. I don't like Royal Talons as well. Again, these are brands I haven't tried. I haven't bought them. I've just seen videos of them, and based off the videos and what was said, I got the impression they wouldn't be my kind of gouache. So that would be Caran d'Ache, Royal Talons, and those are the main ones that and Dana Rani as well. I haven't bought and probably won't buy. Um, and then I've tried Himimiya and I like Himimiya. I think the other gouache that I mentioned are better, but the thing with Himi is that you get so much gouache that it just lowers the barrier to entry, or that's what it did for me, and it meant that I was just able to keep painting and painting and painting and painting without feeling like I was wasting any paint because I had so much paint. But once I started using other types of gouache, I never really went back because I enjoyed them so much more than Himimiya. So I would probably say Winsor and Newton, Daniel Smith, Holbein, Shinhan, and Schminke, my top five. And that's based on not even using Schminke, but its reputation precedes it. But I'm curious to see if anyone else has any suggestions or questions. Best sketchbooks. I love the Etcher sketchbooks, the everyday sketchbooks. I really enjoy them. I also love the Koval sketchbooks because of the paper inside it. So they have Arches, Saunders, Fabriano. Lana I haven't tried, but Fabriano and Saunders are two of my favorite papers. Um, okay. I haven't tried M. Graham. I haven't tried M. Graham, sorry, that's why I haven't mentioned them either. And sorry, I was tempted to get M. Graham and I was thinking about it. I didn't because one, again, I'm in the UK, so it's more expensive, and two, I don't know if it's as opaque as other types of gouache. Again, based on like some of the videos that I saw, so I thought, okay, I like gouache for its opacity, and if it's not going to be that opaque and it's going to be more expensive, then I'm not going to buy it. So I didn't get it in the end, but it is one that I have had in my wish list, maybe list, for a while. I'm just looking at my colors because I want to try and create the mix myself, so that if you have PG50 by Roman Szmal and you also have PBR11, I want to see if we can make it ourselves. Best sketchbook. So yeah, so best sketchbooks for me, for everyday use, I think the everyday sketchbooks. They're the ones that I'm using most non-stop, and they work well for gouache, for watercolor, for all media. I also like the Sea White of Brighton if you're in the UK. That's cellulose paper, but it's very affordable. Don't know if there's any others that kind of come to mind. I don't like the Royal Talons for wet media. Like, it's fun for low pressure stuff, but it's not. I don't know. I can't explain it. I enjoy it because I feel free in it, but not because of the quality of the paper. The paper kind of frustrates me. This is Roman Szmal's PG50. This is the cobalt green light. They obviously have another PG50 that's more of a teal color, but I suspect out of the two that this one is the one. Actually, anyway, I'll swatch both of them out maybe so that we can see if I have the other one to hand, actually, because I always take it out of the palette. So this is cobalt green light, which I'll put like a swatch of that there. And then the other PG50 is cobalt teal, which of course I've taken out of my palette, as I always do. Then the brown PBR11 is this here. This is Aquarius brown. And then let's see if we can make a mix of these two and create this color. We're getting a brown, and let's see, can we get it? I don't think it's quite the same, you know. I think it's, hold on, take some more brown. That's too much brown. Add some more water. Make the swatch bigger, take some more green. See that what we have here is a lot, I don't know, more like, I don't know, it's, maybe if I mix it on here, let's do that instead of mixing it on the paper and see if that brings us closer. More green. What do you think? Am I close? Closer? More green. I genuinely wouldn't have thought of mixing these two together. I can't even lie to you. But, did we get it? Picking some more up here. The thing that's interesting with this is that when I first watch it, it looks just like it's brown. And that's why I was like, oh no. Oh no. But then when it dries really pretty and the green comes through. Merry Christmas, Marie. Boston, I have to watch the how to use gouache video again. I've only done some searching so far and I'm missing some tips, I think. Yeah, no, definitely. The 3 techniques video I think is very helpful. The one where I basically talk about water control and the different ways to control gouache. And then after that, I think it will help with the rest of the videos where we do the like step-by-step paintings with the little landscapes. I think that is pretty close. So is that green? I say with absolutely no authority. Merry Christmas, Sarah. If I have said Graham is very opaque. Okay, fine. Bittersweet because I'm like, oh, safe, but now I'm like, oh, maybe I should try it then. Honestly, it got to the point where I was like, I don't even know where does it stop, because I literally cannot try every brand. I mean, I want to. I want to, but I'm like, that would cost thousands. So where does it stop? Do I stop now? Like, I have paints that I like and I enjoy. Do I just stop and just call it a day? But then I also sometimes feel like, when I get asked for favorites or for best, I feel like if, okay, say for example, with the gouache question, which one's my favorite, which one's the best, I could say, oh, I could say I named those 5, but then I haven't tried M. Graham. So am I saying M. Graham's not good? Do you see what I mean? Or I haven't tried X, Y, and Z. I haven't tried. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I should try all of them. So at least when I've done my due diligence and when I'm asked, I can say, for me, if you paint in this style and you like this kind of effect, this is the gouache to go for. And but I don't know. I don't know. The other part of me is like, I'm just putting on unnecessary amount of pressure on myself and I can't afford it, so I can't do it. Let me see. If I've missed a question, please just ask it again and I will answer. I'm just pausing so I can double check, make sure I haven't missed anything. But thank you for letting me know painting in the Sky Kingdom. Yeah, I don't know. I'd seen some videos with the M. Graham where they were painting like, over the black line. I was like, oh, I can see it. It's not as opaque, so fine. I don't need it. But I need to try. I haven't tried that paper, painting in the sky. The Lana Aquarelle paper is the one that Koval has just sent me, but I haven't tried it before. So when I try this sketchbook, that'll be my first time trying. It is made from cotton, 100% cotton, not wool. And then Paula, I'll send you Daniel Smith. Thank you. Yeah, let me know what you think about the M. Graham. I'm really curious. No, of course it means something. Etcher is great for watercolor. As yeah, the Bao Hong are good as well. I haven't tried the Bao Hong sketchbooks, but I have tried the Bao Hong pads, and I really do like the Bao Hong pads. Well, I say that's pretty good, no? Pretty good. Top is closer, yeah. So it is those two. Um, I trust your judgment. Perfectly imperfect. I feel the same way when it comes to Daniel Smith. I've got nearly the entire collection minus the shiny ones, and I find myself tempted to do the same with the Michael Harding. I cannot. Okay, so Michael Harding, I have got some. Um, yeah, I'm tempted. It doesn't stop. The feeling doesn't stop, and that's what I've come to realize, that the I feel like I want less, but only because I have more. But me feeling like I should try things and experiment and try different, it doesn't stop. I don't know what to do. And it's so unlike me. In all other areas of my life, I'm not like this. I don't go, like, you may notice if you watch my videos and travel vlogs or whatever, I'm wearing the same outfits because I don't like clothes shopping, shoe shopping, bag shopping. Like, I don't feel this urge to get stuff. I don't enjoy shopping apart from art supplies and stationery. Those are like my kryptonite. Oh, Marie, you're also an RN in the US. Painting watercolors really helps alleviate stress. I agree. Oh, you're painting with me. That's awesome. You're using Winsor & Newton's 24 Professional Watercolor Tin Palette. That is awesome. And painting in the sky. I haven't tried M. Graham, to be honest. No, I'll definitely be curious. If whoever tries it, please let me know, because my experience has only been based off watching people's videos, and they were saying that it was great and that they were enjoying it. It's just that when I was looking at it, I didn't feel like the colors were that opaque, and so I was like, okay, that's a color, that's a brand that I don't need to feel as tempted by. But it does keep getting mentioned, which is why I keep looking at it. Then my wallet cares, unfortunately. Let me put this. This is Serpentine Genuine. I always feel like, of course I'll know. But when I look back, I just completely forget. This is Christmas Tree Green. Then this is... Uh-oh. Oh, this is Cascade Green, yeah. And then this is Cobalt Green Light. Which is PG50. And this is Aquarius Brown. Which is PBR11. And then this is Aquarius Brown and Cobalt Green Light. And then again, this up here is December 2025, and which I'll put in brackets is PG50 plus PBR11, and then this is PG50 plus PBR 11, and then that way we'll always remember our little experiments. This painting here was actually from a live stream that I did after I went to Bologna. This year I have bought less art supplies and instead just directed my art supply spending into traveling for art. Basically, so I went to the festival in Italy, I went to the Urban Sketching Symposium in Poland and the Urban Sketching Symposium in Switzerland, and I went to an art retreat, and also went to Cornwall and Devon and Dorset, like car camping, met up with other artists. It was great. Shauna says, I have 3M Graham colours. I like the sepia and the naphthalene red. Is this gouache or watercolour? I can't whittle down my perfect palette. I try sometimes, but I don't. You know what? I just have this really bad habit that, I'm working on. Oh yeah, I also had this, which may not be similar at all, but it is P-File green. Maybe do a little swatch here. This one's by Holbein. Yeah, I have this really bad habit of just like procrastinating when in theory I have time to create art. All of a sudden I'm like, oh, but I need to do this and I need to do that and I need to do this, and I start like going on, creating posts or going through my emails or something related to work or blah 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 blah. So I just feel like I haven't made much time for art, and I want to be better. I want to do more art because I have all these cool things that I want to do, and creating my own palette is one of them. Let's do some swatches of these. The P-File green, because then I can also just put it in my swatch folder. And so I have, as you know, I have the Happy Mail, and I have sent out the Happy Mail for December. The way that I do the Happy Mail is I send them in arrears, if that makes sense. So people pay and then I send them. So if you join now, you'll receive your Happy Mail in February, which obviously means that when you leave, you receive it after you leave. Where was I going with this? Oh yes, I have the swatches, so if you guys want to see, I can make the swatches. Also, one of the things that I should say, if you've received the Happy Mail or are going to receive the Happy Mail, is that I included £640 640 GSM Jackson's Eco Paper, which is 100% cotton, and it's because I wanted us to try it and see, because if it's great paper, then it's really nice, affordable great paper, which is the best kind. Hey, Derwood. I'm so glad you did too. Honestly, I told my family I was going live, and they're like, what? Okay. But I thought it would be a beautiful end to a beautiful day. Yeah, Holbein. Holbein makes P-File green. It's a beautiful colour. So when it comes to the December Happy Mail, do you guys want spoilers? Some people have started receiving them, some haven't. And I do feel like there's a nice thing about not knowing. And Boston was wishing Derwood was here, and Derwood appeared. In Nigerian culture, we say that means you'll live long. Derwood. It's a good omen. This is Christmas Tree Green. Just need to remember the order that I've swatched these. If I forget, you guys will remember. You'll remind me. Or I'll just have to watch the replay. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. I have a baseball card folder where my aim is to slowly put all the swatches of all my colours, and then I'll be able to compare more easily. This is completely different. But I don't know, this to me looks more blue here, so we'll see how it dries. Oopsie. Merry Christmas, Derwed. Oh, thank you so much, the Busy Beehive Studio. Merry Christmas to you too. I don't know, I figured most people would be busy today, but still thought it would be fun. Swatching greens nonetheless. Feels appropriate. Did I swatch Cascade Green already? No, I didn't. I swatched Serpentine and Christmas Tree. No, it's lovely to paint with you too, Marie. What are you painting? And hey, I don't know how to say that. Twilimist? Twilimist? They Christmas Tree Green and Cascade Green look very much the same to me. Oh, Shauna, I can honestly relate. I hate looking at my mail. It's either, especially like now, it's either like bills or just responsible, like things I have to do. I'm like, I don't want to. Gosh, man. Kids don't know how good they have it. Just receiving mail without concern as to what's inside must be nice. Yes, exactly. One just has the scent of pine, but I can't smell it. This is our new. Do you see what I mean? Like it looks quite brown and like, oh, and then you give it time and add water and it changes to a nice color. Don't fall off the paper. Sorry, I meant when I was asking did I swatch, I meant did I swatch it on a piece of paper, like this small paper, not the sketchbook. I didn't know if I was swatching it twice in light of it looking exactly the same. Need. So this one is Christmas Tree. Daniel Smith. Christmas Tree. So I'm seeing some, yeah, this one is December 2025. This one is Christmas Tree Green by Daniel Smith. This is Peafowl Green, Peafowl Green, yeah. And then this one is Cascade Green. All these cool fancy greens. So because we have Happy Mail members. I'll leave it to you. Do you want spoilers or no? This is December. Roman Szmal, sweat. Roman Szmal, December 2025, which is PG50 plus PBR, PBR, PBR 11. And this is PBR 7, PBR 7, and PB15, PB15. PBR7 and PB15, and then P-Foul Green is full pigments. Holbein never holding back. Holbein. P-Foul Green is PY159, that wonderful mysterious yellow pigment that's supposed to granulate, PR232, PG7, and PB15. And then this one here, Serpentine Genuine. What did I miss? Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not the best at Paula. I'm not the best at actually pre-planning. I normally just create what I want to create, but because so many people asked for gouache, that's why I focused on it this month. So we'll see. I honestly don't know. I feel like when I start trying to plan it too much, I then end up doing, I don't enjoy it as much, which is why December was a special occasion. Because I also kind of miss watercolor, Serpentine, but I haven't painted with it this month because I really wanted us to enjoy gouache. Rest well, watercolorist. Merry Christmas. Holbein said double toil and trouble, fireman and cauldron bubble, 4 to 6 pigments. Honestly, they literally like just throw them all in and then it's like, oh, it's not muddy, it's a pretty color. But these are, I know they're still drying, so maybe I'll just leave them here for now so that we can see them as they change. These two are practically the same, so I'll leave them like that. P-Foul, Serpentine. Whoops, there you go. There you go. Just for something, let you go. There you go. Thank you, Boston. You're so sweet. Honestly, I love both. I love gouache and I love watercolor, and when I'm painting with one, I miss the other. That's always a weird thing. No, I'm very much inspired by all of you because I wouldn't have dedicated this much time. Like, usually I'm just bouncing around the two depending on what I'm feeling like. But it was nice to actually spend some more time painting with them, and naturally the more I did, the more fun I had. Thank you. So, you guys said you're okay with spoilers. So, okay, I won't do a full spoiler because just in case someone doesn't want it. So, what I will say is that this is what I sent out this month because I thought it, was cute. And then what I did is, hold on. So this Happy Mail was extra special because it is favorites. So it was the wish list items that people either had on their wish list and wanted to buy, wanted to try, or wanted to recommend to other people to try as their favorites. So like colors that people should have on their wish list, if that makes sense. Now I'm trying to bring up the letter. Okay, yeah. Because then I also wrote a letter with the colors inside, just in case people wanted to check them out one at a time. I will say that which one am I? Okay, I will say that number 12 is Lapis Lazuli. And honestly, because it was wish list items, people suggested nice colors and expensive colors, and when I saw Lapis Lazuli, I was like, oh wow, we're just going for all the stops, aren't we? But it is a really, really nice vibrant one, which is why I understand why it's on this wish list item. And then so I made this, and then I also sent out the letter with it. I also we'll leave the rest to a surprise. Oh yeah, and I told you that I added the Jackson's eco paper that's £640, 640 GSM. My hope being that if it's really nice paper, it's really thick, it's actually really affordable, and then I can use really affordable 100% cotton watercolor paper. So we will see what you think about it and see how you feel. And also I just wanted us to have the enjoyment of painting on thick paper that doesn't warp, because it can't warp because it is, thick. thick paper. So, and I put in a few extra bits that I thought you guys may also enjoy to help you. But yeah, so that's what I've put inside the Happy Mail. And more, 12 colors, cute design. And I will close it soon, so you've been warned. Oh, hey, watercolor by Macro. How are you? It's so good to see you. Oh, you can't hear me. It's so annoying because I actually feel like... Okay, is that any better? I feel like I am not shouting but talking quite loudly, but I know that it doesn't seem to pick up. My mic doesn't seem to pick up that much, and I don't know why. Yeah, I know. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I was like, oh, I have it. Well, in theory, I think if you use like a really big sheet, it can warp, but this sheet shouldn't warp. I don't think so. Like, it's 640 GSM. It should be thick enough to withstand everything. I've had a really beautiful day, Macro. I hope that you and your family have had a blessed day as well. Yeah, I hope, that's my hope, that it won't warp and that we'll know if it's really nice to use that kind of weight of paper, if that paper itself is really nice, and then we will have found an affordable paper to use for that price. If that paper is not nice, then fine, we'll have to use other paper instead for a bit more money, basically. But you never know. No risk, no reward. This is how I found Roman Szmal, trying out something that no one else was talking about and then finding out it's an absolute gem. let me, part of me is wondering if I should do a tiny little painting. Yeah, this is what we have so far. Yeah, I can imagine if you didn't like gouache, then you're like, oh no, we're doing it all month. But there's still like the library. You know, I think I have over 100 videos now. So if you want watercolor, there's watercolor. If you want mixed media, there's mixed media. Gouache, there's gouache. But the nice thing about this is that at least there's some level of continuity in this. You know, everyone's kind of doing it, and seeing everyone's artwork has been so inspiring. These are the 6 that I have shared thus far in one way or another. This one we did together, so you didn't actually see what I was creating at the time that I was creating it, and this one's probably my least favorite, although it seems to be the one that people really love. Funny how that tends to happen, isn't it? This one I did alone, but the rest I have shared. These 4 I have shared, and I also shared another one. Oh yeah, I shared this. I haven't shared the video as of yet. I might share it tomorrow actually. So I did this one and I loved it. It's so the 640 that I sent is Jackson's brand. Jackson's, it's called like Jackson's Eco 100% cotton watercolor paper. I was just curious when I saw it. Oh, sorry, I'm not even showing you on screen. So I did this and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But then I've been painting with Shinhan recently and I was like, is Shinhan just like brighter? And so I did it again in Shinhan gouache. And isn't that crazy? This is Winsor & Newton. This is Shinhan. I don't know if the difference in this is that Shinhan has brightness. I can't explain this. What I know is that that's why I then kept painting with Shinhan, because I was like, oh, this is really nice and really bright. Although usually I use Winsor & Newton. And the only reason that I realized, and that's the thing, the beauty with like having challenges like this, because then you try different things because you're doing something over and over and over again. So because I was painting with gouache so much, I decided to change up my Winsor & Newton gouache and use my Shinhan gouache. And that was what I used in this when we did this live. And then I thought it was so much brighter and I wanted to know if it was a fluke. So I painted, because this, for example, is Winsor & Newton. You see what I mean? Winsor & Newton, Shinhan. This one is this one is Shinhan and it's not as vibrant, I don't think. So I don't know. Maybe it's the colours that I'm using. This one's also Shinhan. This one's Winsor & Newton. Anyway, I thought it was kind of curious to see the difference between the two, because this to me almost looked like I turned the lights on. I don't know how or why that happened. But anyway, all that to say that I absolutely love both of the paintings, but I do find it quite interesting that this seems a lot more muted. It could be me as well, because I'm using like I'm very messy in my mixing, so I'm naturally desaturating my colors. But in theory I also do that with the Shinhan, so the same should be happening here. So it's just been really interesting painting the same thing in different ways. But yeah, I love this painting, so I may share it tomorrow. We'll see. There's another one that I also really love that I wanted to share, but like I said, you get to enjoy all of these. Definitely brighter. Yeah, I know. I found it very exactly, Derwood, exactly. It's like I turned on the light. That's what I felt like. Oh, and initially I thought it was just in my head, but apparently not. No, that's the thing. I haven't been. We can use. We can do it again. I have some pre-prepped. Where are you? I have some pre-prepped coasters. I've just put 2 layers of gesso on them. Oh no, actually this one is 1 layer of gesso. Like I was so lazy doing this. I just could not be bothered. because it's the second time that I did it. And initially, I didn't think that I would be doing more. Like, I think these are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. I've done 13, right? So I didn't think that I would be doing more than 10. Which one should we do? I can do like a different one, and I'll do it with the Shinhan. What did I miss? Absolutely, this is how important life lesson for me. The more I allow myself to experience what others delight in, the more well-rounded and delighted in life. I agree as well. I think that's one of the beauties of like getting to paint and just be around other people. I think that's been the highlight of this year, getting to spend time with you, but also getting to spend time with other artists, and it's just left me feeling very inspired and joyful and excited to try new things and learn new things. It has been wonderful. I don't want this like exactly in front of me. Hold on. Maybe if I put this here and then and I think so when I'm talking about this, I don't mean that everyone should just join my membership, although I'm not saying not to. But what I'm saying is that, you know, if you find yourself some art friends or an art group or something, you'd be surprised what a difference it makes to actually spend time with people creating art. It doesn't have to be a paid group. It can be something else if you want. Shall we try the tractor, or is that a bit random with everything else I've done? Yes, Paula, there is a Zoom session that I'm doing on the 29th of December. I can't remember the time at the moment, but I've shared the link. And the aim of that session is going to be all around creating inspiration books. So I guess getting us ready for the year ahead. Last year I did inspiration maps, but this year I want to take things a little bit further. So we're going to be doing it together. The aim isn't to finish the whole book. Don't think it's possible. It is just to get the process started and feel inspired. And I guess that Boston has been sharing, feed off each other and the things that are exciting us. Does Shinhan have student and artist grade or just artist grade? Shinhan only has designer grade that I know of. Shinhan only has designer grade gouache, which is this. So it's not as high as artist grade. Artist grade is Daniel Smith and Schminke Horodam are artist grade. Winsor & Newton, Holbein, I think, and Shinhan are designer. So it looks like this. I've also linked it in the description. I think. I hope. No, fair enough, David. You'll have the replay. I'm trying to do it at different times because I know that I'm always doing things in the evening, gearing it for the US people. But, oh wow, 6 a.m. So it's really early for everybody. But yeah, we'll see. It may be random is great. Perfect. No, so for the 29th, it's not a question of so I guess it makes more sense if I give a bit more context. Or do I have mine to hand? I have mine that I have started. So maybe that will help so you'll know what to prep. So, oh no, this is not mine. Where did I put mine? Nope. I had mine. I don't know where I've put it. I had to put it away because I was making the dot cards. So I can't show you mine right now. So essentially, for the inspiration books, the idea behind them is creating something that you can look back to for inspiration. So at the moment, so say for example, my one is in this kind of sketchbook, which is £1.50. So you don't need anything expensive. You can use a notebook or a sketchbook that you have to hand, ideally one that you're not precious about. And the aim is to start by putting in different ideas. So what I've done, for example, is on one page, I wrote down a list of different art challenges that I want to try. I wrote down different projects that I want to do later on, different art prompts that I'm finding inspiring at the moment. Then the next page, I maybe did like a few swatches of color palettes that I'm finding really inspiring and I'm really enjoying, that I want to do more of, or that I want to experiment with, or just how I want to store the swatches. And one idea kind of feeds into another, if that makes sense. So if I was doing one for this year, I may have written like boats and like being by the sea and coastal scenes, and then the color schemes that I've seen based on that, and then I can like keep going off that. And then I turned the next page and I had references. So I have quite a lot of reference photos, as you've noticed, but I look through references that I enjoy, that I find inspiring, that I look forward to creating, that I wouldn't mind creating more than once, and I printed out those references and I put them inside this book, this inspiration book. Idea being that when I want to create, or if I'm looking for inspiration, I can just open this up and find it. I can find things that I really enjoyed at one point in time and draw from that without having to go on a computer, without having to go to a phone, and without going to places where, because sometimes with a phone you pick it up and then you notice you have a message to reply to, or Instagram to go on, or TikTok or whatever, and then there's distractions and you can sometimes end up feeling less inspired than more, or there's too many options. But this is current you feeding into future you with what is inspiring you. And then what I like as well is that, I don't know why this book has marks on it, I'm gonna have to change it, but what I like is that it's something that you can add to continuously as time goes on. So it's not only something that you can turn to when you're not feeling inspired, but it's also something that you can turn to when you are feeling inspired and add. So one of the things that you could do to prep for the session is print out references that you would want to add to your book. Maybe make a note of some things that you are enjoying at the moment. But I think that's pretty much it. All you'll need is a notebook, a pen, printouts of what you're enjoying at the moment if you have them to hand. But otherwise, it's something that you can add to later on. And it's a continuously evolving thing. I hope that makes sense. Do I like portraits? I don't mind. I like the look of portraits. Portraits is something that maybe I will do more of later, but I wouldn't say it's like my go-to thing. It's not that it's not that I don't enjoy it per se. It's that I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoy other things. And so it always ends up. Did this zoom in a little bit? Okay, yeah. And so it always ends up being second fiddle to landscapes or something else. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you like it, Tema. I thought it would be a nice thing for us to do and to start the year off with, because I feel like the start of the year, I mean, I like the start of the year, but I don't know. Sometimes it feels like it can come with a lot of pressure or whatever. You don't quite know where to start, and so I feel like doing things that help you put your best foot forward is a nice way to go about it. And this is less about goals and anything else that kind of adds pressure, and more about things that you're excited to try. But it's not about things that I am excited about per se. That's what it is for me, but the beauty of it is that everyone can lean into what they are inspired by. and share it so that, you know, if someone is like, oh, I really love portraits, for example, like painting the sky, says, or, you know, for example, if that's what you wanted to say and you're like, oh, I actually really love portraits, then maybe that will remind someone else that they really like portraits and they can add it to their list as well. If they don't, that's fine. They add what they're inspired by. Just doing my first layer. Um, painting. I've, you know, if you have watched my videos on the little landscapes, and you already know that painting on coasters is a slightly different experience. It takes longer for the gouache to dry. The gesso almost repels the gouache a little bit, so you can't do as many layers as you can on paper, and it does also take longer to dry. So it is a bit more challenging, but you know, that makes it more fun. Or wait, if I was always only painting on this, then maybe it wouldn't make it more fun. But trying something different is like the spice of life, you know. It makes things a little bit more interesting. Made me focus on how to paint with less layers than I normally do. Made me aware that I use quite a few layers when I paint without even thinking about it. Finally allowed me to paint on wood. Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. I've literally got, so on mine, for example, I've got so many random ideas of things that I want to do and I want to try. And I just made a note of it. I also have like this random folder on my phone of things that, like, when I see something that um I quite like, or that I feel like I'm using the word inspiring too much, but I don't really know how else to describe it. But when I find something that I'm intrigued to buy and I want to try, I will take a screenshot of it. So I have this entire folder of things that I've screenshot, but then how often do I go to that folder? Not often. So my hope is that actually instead I would go to this book more often. Um, but I've put the reference for this um, on the top right hand corner, just in case you also want to paint along with this. It's tricky because I didn't draw the tractor. Maybe I should. maybe maybe I should respect myself a little bit and try and draw it. Even if I don't draw it perfectly, I want the impression of a tractor. Because if I had, I would see that actually I need to come a bit higher. Don't know if I'm going to be able to, but I'll try. Usually when you're painting on paper, you can just layer gouache so many more times, and so um, you can really lean into its forgiving nature. Forgiving nature. On the coasters, you can layer maybe twice, maybe three times. Um, it is still kind of forgiving because you can lift it, which you wouldn't normally be able to do on paper to such an extent. Boston, Queen of Random. Honestly, I feel I'm also very random and I keep trying to fight it. I feel like being random isn't conducive with running a membership or running a, you know, doing a YouTube channel or anything, because people like to know when to expect you and what to expect, which is fair enough. I also like to know what to expect. But when I try to do it, ah, it doesn't work for me. So even like when I was making the membership initially, I was like, okay, it's going to be like I need to pick a medium. I can't just not pick a medium. I should do watercolor or gouache or something. But in the end, I couldn't. I literally couldn't. I was like, it's technically undefined because it needs to be whatever is inspiring me at that time. Otherwise, I don't think I can put my best foot forward. I think thankfully that's a trait in a lot of artists, and so um, quite a few have said they like the randomness and don't mind the randomness. And I do try to sometimes have like a theme. Like I said, we're doing gouache this month. Last month we did, like, we were focusing on autumn. So I do try. Then we had boats. Oh, I enjoyed boats. But even then, I wanted to do more. I wanted to do boats for longer. But it's certainly been a lot of fun, and I think that there's a level of accountability that being in this membership gives me, which I am very grateful for, because it keeps me creating. If for nothing else, like our Zoom sessions, I just look forward to them so much, because I know that that's going to be some guaranteed art time that no one can take away from me. You're the queen of ran straight in your crown. Thank you, Boston. You are too sweet. Yeah, honestly, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be less random, but I can't do it. Yeah, we'll see. I've bought I've told you guys I'm gonna make a video for on Ko-fi about how I'm planning my art for 2026. So maybe I will be less random. We'll see. Or I'll be as random, but at least I'll be able to keep track of the randomness. Oh, that's so good. Damn it. You found royal blue. Isn't it so nice finding supplies? It's like past you giving a gift to future you or current you. Let's put down some of these colours. The cool thing about this is that I am just looking at the shapes, the rough shapes, because I don't really know the parts of a tractor. So I just want it to roughly look like a machine. And then I will take that as a win. Which is one of the perks of doing something so little. You know. Your details go further. Let's try some of this. This is what I mean by Shinhan having like some, like this color right here is quite different. So it has some really interesting colors, which is a pro and a challenge, because sometimes I just have no idea how to use it. And it's funny, I have so many colors, as you know, so many. But if you leave me to it, I just end up going back to the same ones without thinking. So because of this challenge, I am trying to use different gouache, use different colors, discover new favorites. Well, isn't that bright? Isn't that even brighter? What I am doing doesn't make sense. You know why? Because I'm being impatient. And you know what I should do? I should just dry my painting, which is what I'm going to do. You love random. The drawing oil. Oh my, David, I came so close. I saw that same video by Helen, and series of videos. I don't think it was even one. And I was so tempted. So tempted to buy those RNF oil sticks that I'm seeing everywhere. Ask me when I have ever painted with oil sticks. I have oil pastels and I don't use them that much. And I was like, okay, I told myself I would be able to use I'm going to get the RNF oil sticks if I use my oil pastels, was the rule I made with myself. Until then, I can't buy it. Have I used them? No. So have I bought them? No. So sometimes putting those kind of, limitations helps me exercise some self-control. Hey, no frills. I like what you did there. Is Shinhan a good set for beginners? I think it's a good set. The one thing I will say with Shinhan, where are you, my beloved? Where have I put you? On the side over there. The one thing I will say about Shinhan is that some of the colors are just have like multiple pigments, and some of the colors are not light fast and don't necessarily make. It's more so the yellow, not the yellows. It's more so the like pinks, the pinky colors. So Shinhan is probably one that makes sense to like check the labels if you are into pigments. If you're not into pigments and you're just having fun, Shinhan is wonderful gouache. Even if you are into pigments, then check so that you get the ones that aren't going to fade. If you're not, then they're really wonderful. I hope I'm making sense, because it's also like, I don't know what time it is. I think it's best I don't check, but I think it's 3:30 a.m. But in answer to the question, yes, I really enjoy the gouache that I have. I got the set B and I got a few open stock because set B doesn't come with white, which makes no sense because for gouache you need white. But okay, so for example, if we look at magenta is BV1 and PR81, which doesn't make sense. It's a color that is going to fade, and magenta is normally PR122, which is a color that will not fade. So do you see what I mean? I think they have something called primary magenta, or maybe Holbein has primary magenta, which or permanent magenta, which isn't going to fade. But I think apart from the, like raw sienna PY119, very random. Pearl white is shiny. Don't get that if you're looking for a normal white. That's the mistake I made. But am I enjoying these colors? Yes. Have I got more of them? Yes. Do I regret buying it? Not at all. Do I recommend it? Yes. Actually do. It's really lovely. Very bright. Busy Bee Beep. Am I considering using each color in my collection in 2026? You know, this was something that I set as a goal, I think 2 years ago, and I didn't do. And I don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't know. I'm going to dry this and then I'll expand on why I don't know. So what was I saying? Welcome back, Anne. Oh yes, am I considering, thank you, Busy Bee Beep. Am I considering using every colour in my collection? So inherently I want to say yes, of course, because that seems like a wonderful and admirable goal, and it's one that I had in the past. The other part of me is like, I have a lot of colours and I would rather just use the ones that I feel like using when I feel like using them, rather than setting myself the goal of using every single one. Does that make sense? And if it just so happens that naturally I end up using every single one, that would be great. But I don't know if by telling myself that I have to do that, it will then kind of take the fun out of it. I don't know. So I don't know, basically. It was a goal last year. I haven't set it. I don't even know if I'm setting goals this year. I normally go back and forth on goals because when I set them, I forget about them and don't do them again. When I don't set them, the year kind of goes by and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've done nothing. I need to set goals. So the last time I set goals was actually not last year, the year before. And it's funny because my goal was to have an art retreat. And guess what's happening next year? An art retreat. So I'm not sure. Is anyone else setting themselves that goal to use every color or every art supply that they have? Then Paula, I don't think I said radical unless I was very tired and unintentionally said that. What I meant was probably fugitive. So fugitive colors are colors that will fade when exposed to light. All colors, most colors will change to some colors will change to a certain extent when exposed to light. Some that change will happen after 100 years, some that change will happen after a few weeks. And that is what determines whether something is light fast or not. How long it can withstand being in sunlight without changing. And different brands have different rating systems, which is fine, but also it's just known that certain pigments don't tend to fade and others do to a certain extent. So anything that's usually B, starts with a B instead of a P, is usually like a dye, I think, but they usually tend to fade. And then there are some pigments that will start with PR whatever, and they will also fade when exposed to light. It's just normal for them. Like PY40, for example, changes. That's cobalt yellow, or Aureolin, or Opera Rose, my beloved, will change. That will often be called PR122, but it's PR122 and some sort of fluorescent color, which is what makes it so bright. Then, so on goes the list. You're not expected to commit this to memory at all. It's just more so that if you know it and you're expecting it, then I feel like you can make an informed decision. So I, for example, use opera in my paintings, which means that I know the color, the painting may change, but that's okay. All things in life are temporary. I'm happy with that, including my paintings. I don't need my paintings to outlive me. That being said, if I see a color that looks like opera and a color that isn't opera, like if I see two colors and I know that one is going to fade in 2 weeks and I know that the other one is not going to fade and they are the same price or similar price, I'm going to go for the one that's not going to fade. Do you see what I mean? But I'm not going to be like, oh, this color that I absolutely love is going to fade and thus I will never use it. I hope that makes sense. Very long-winded way of answering. Oh, there goes my voice. Um, and you fell down that. Honestly, I fell down that because first I saw Helen with it, then I saw Helen, not Helen, I saw Sandy Hester with it as well. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like how good it, like, and especially there's something about seeing people passionate about something that then, makes you want it too. So I was like, oh, I need these oil sticks. But do I? Because do I? And then Lindsay the Frugal Crafter also had got them. So, when you see them online at the same time, you get tempted, or I get tempted. I get FOMO too. And I started feeling like I needed these oil sticks in my life and how much better my art would be with them. And I set myself a simple stipulation because, I know myself. So I was like, look, fine. If I feel like I need oils, that's okay. But I need to use my oil pastels first. And when I do, I can buy these oil sticks. It has since been, like 2 months since I've seen that video. I have not used my I've not used them, and thus I haven't bought them. You never know, Derwood. You never know. I've seen your paintings. I wouldn't be surprised. People wanted to archive them 100 years from now. But you know, it's I think sometimes like we make bigger deals out of things than need be. I think as long as people are fully informed and they're making a decision that they're happy with, that's completely fine. Do you know what I mean? I don't think if you want to use light fast colors, use. If you don't want to use them, don't use them. It's fine. Just, you know, do what makes you happy. That's like, this is supposed to be fun, right? If it's stressing you out, then we need to change something so it doesn't do that anymore, so that you enjoy it. That's, you know, there's enough in life to make us stressed. We shouldn't be adding more to it. Yeah. Paula, I see it, I want it. I know that feeling. I know that feeling well. And it's still very much there. I think like it's calmed down a bit, but like I said, only because I have a lot more stuff now. So, you know, I see it, I want it, but I already have it. So I can go to my cupboard and exercise some level of self-control. It also doesn't help that in the past 5 years I've seen art supply prices just rise so much that when I see a good price for something, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I need to get it now for future me, because it won't always be like this. Get it while it's good, you know? But that's not always the best practice. Just adding, I don't even think you can see the little details that I'm adding. It's always interesting having the top view, because it's almost like seeing things from a distance. That's the same effect. It gives me like a bit of a perspective into what I'm doing and whether it's making sense or not making sense, and what my tonal values are like, and does this look like a tractor from far? Maybe. I didn't want to put the bright red because I thought it was too prominent, but putting the blue has just made it a bit boring. Maybe, I don't know. Making the wheels a bit bigger. And I might swap to, oh, my neck, to a smaller brush. Merry Christmas, Fat Squash. Hey, no frills. Yeah, no, I that's how I feel. I feel like that perspective has served me well in my art practice. I have a small brush, but where did I put it? That is the question. Sorry. I'm going to put my palettes away in case my brush is resting underneath it. Nope. This is the thing with when I try to pack away. I just shouldn't bother tidying up, because I then have to make a mess looking for everything that I've just put away. Also, I don't know why I've put this brush away like that. It's better for your brushes to dry flat so that the water doesn't sink into the place where the glue is that's holding the bristles together. just in case you were wondering. I'm only showing that because I have done the opposite and put it to dry upright. Okay, I'll use this for now. Do I ever use an easel? You know what? Not enough is the answer. So I do use it sometimes, and I have like a tabletop easel that I was using, and I do enjoy it because even with watercolor, it just helps me control how the water is flowing down my painting. And when I'm doing wet on wet, it works very nicely, and it's also better for your posture. So it's definitely a good thing to consider. In honesty, I think a table just feels easier sometimes because it's just here and ready, and two, when I'm recording, it's just easier for me to record top down, so that's why I probably use a table more often than not. But if you have an easel and you enjoy it, I think it makes sense and is better for you in the long run and for your posture to use an easel. So it's a kind of like do as I say and not as I do scenario. Unfortunately, just doing the tiny details. I don't think you can actually see them that well. Shall we try with the camera again, side view? Okay, hopefully you can see that a little bit better. I normally don't like painting with these tiny brushes. It's in part why I reserve it as the last thing to do. But obviously with a small painting, it stands to reason that I would need to paint with a small brush. And these details that I'm adding is just to try and make it look more tractor-esque. I'm looking like roughly at the tractor, but not that much. If I missed a question, please ask it again. Did you see Szmal's updating their packaging? Yes, I saw. I thought they were just going to change the packaging. I was quite surprised that it is like a full revamp, and so they are changing the colors that they have inside the sets, and not only like a little change. The Monom Rani, it's almost like half the colors. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but it was quite a few of the colors that were changed, if I remember correctly. I think it was like 6, 7, which makes me think, how are the others going to change as well? But I guess, you know, I change my palette every year. So, so, so I guess it makes sense that other artists would also, from time to time, change their palettes and the colors that they're using. I guess in a way it's actually good that they're kind of given the option, because imagine, I don't know, I'm thinking if I had a palette, I mean, I feel like my colors change a little bit, not drastically. But if I had a palette that was out there with my name, would I feel obliged to use those colors all the time? Forever? Forever, ever? I'm just adding some random details. I don't really know if this makes it more tractor-like, but I just feel like looking at the shape is not tractor-esque yet, or fully. I feel like it's closer. Adding that random detail in the back helped. Maybe I just hadn't made it long enough. I need to add tractors to the list of things to rest well, Boston, and Happy New Year. Hey Sean, you can't paint without an easel. What medium do you use? Good night and sweet dreams. Now I know it's late because the US folk are going to bed. That's how I know I'm up way past my bedtime. I will go to bed soon. Just want to finish this. Whoops. Just little details there, here and there. Hints of pink in my tractor, because why not? And then I'll do a few like almost like field details. Hey Nicole. Yeah, but that's the thing, because I feel like in the reference in the back it's kind of like at an angle, so it's further away. But maybe I haven't fully got the perspective right, and that's why it looks slightly askew. So it's gonna be one of those just adding a few details like grass blades. Maybe extending the back. 11 EST, 8 p.m. in California. And Sean says I paint in multiple mediums, but oil needs to be vertical because of the glare. That makes sense. Oil remains on my wish list of things to try that I find it quite intimidating, but I do want to try it. Quite often people say, I don't know, that because I enjoy gouache, I'll probably enjoy oils. Don't know if that's true, but it makes me even more curious to try. So with this, I feel like it needs to go, it's currently like this, straight. Do I want to change it? In the reference, it's slightly not straight. It's going further back like that. Do I want to change it? I think the tricky thing for me as well, this is me squinting at the reference, is that I don't know what that thing is at the back. I don't know what it is, and I don't know what it looks like. The pipes at the front. Okay, let's add some more pipes. They're like dark color. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. I'm not very patient, so I don't know if I could do the whole waiting months to glaze things or for things to dry. Can we tell this is a tractor now? I mean, the other wheel is right at the front. The wheel is here, which to me makes no sense. Do I paint what I see or do I paint what I want? The white thing holds the fuel, but what's the red thing? You'd never guess it was my idea to paint a tractor. Don't worry, the same way that, I couldn't paint boats before. Look at me now. Just adding random details. Maybe that's the thing that spits out the corn on the back. It's a type of cutter. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, welcome to the 2020 2026 edition of the tractor, aka, hold on, aka kind of a tractor. Can you see the little driver? Quite proud of that. It's funny how it's normally the details that like take me less than a second to do usually end up being my favorite parts. And the bits that I work hard on at the end, you can tell that I worked hard on. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna add sheep. I won't add cows, but we can add sheep. Would sheep be on such a field? I don't know. That's too close to that tractor. What would a sheep be doing there? uh, it isn't a bush hog. They're low to the ground, and corn cutters are taller than tractors. Honestly, I. Oh wait, is there a man on the back of the thing? Is there a man standing up on the white bit as well? Oh, there is. Sheep would not be on such a field. Yeah, definitely use my artist privilege. And see, no one will know that I use this reference. How will they know? Yeah, I think I told you guys about the time that a friend and I went to Eastbourne, and in order to get to like the cliffs, it's a beautiful place with the cliffs. But in order to get there from the station, we had to walk through fields, and quite a lot of farmers will give you the right of way. So although it's a private field, they allow normal pedestrian people to like walk through them to get to where you're going to. So we were walking through, and then we saw horses, and we're talking about horses and how we can't ride horses and how it'd be nice to ride horses. Just this whole chat about horses. And when we get close, we realize that they're actually cows. Like we've just been walking in these fields among cows, but we just didn't know. And we're like, wow, we're such city girls. And actually, if we'd put two and two together, it would be a bit odd for horses to be here, but we hadn't thought about it at the time. And a few months ago, I saw cows running. Very jarring thing to see. I don't know why they were running, and they're so big, and they're just like running down the hill. I couldn't believe my eyes. I actually recorded it and shared it on Instagram because I was like, "Is this a known thing? Like cows just run?" Uh... Oh wow, Nicole, you really know your stuff. Yeah, walking in threes to appease my artist desire. I'm literally just putting the tiniest dots for their heads. Whoops, it's a bigger dot than intended. And should we put like a small fence here? You'd only see the top, you wouldn't really see much. Tiny, tiny fence. And then, Sean, it's funny that you say that because I definitely find oil more intimidating. You'd be surprised. Than watercolor. Watercolor felt like a nice lower barrier to entry for me because it's like, okay, easy cleanup, nice easy palette. Any sketchbook, well, most sketchbooks will do. So it felt quite nice and easy to get started with. Obviously, everything has a learning curve, but with oils, by the time I was like, the solvents, no solvent, linseed oil, fat over lean, no paper, will soak through, shard box. I was like, yeah, no, I can't do this. But I do love the look of oil painting. So you never know. One day, I'd even bought water soluble oil paints to try, but I haven't tried them as of yet. And then I also got told it's not the same, which obviously is not the same. But I was told like, oh, it wouldn't give me an accurate representation. So I'm just doing a small house in the back. You live in a farm country like this. That's so awesome. You raised calves, pigs, and had horses. Wow. You know what? When you put it like that, journaling room. But they were, huh? Do all bulls have horns? Good night, no frills. Because they had no horns. They looked like gigantic. It's actually what time is it? We're all friends here, right? So we listen and we don't judge. I so I was they were far, very very far, right? And running down the hill, and I was like I said, very far, but I was very confused because it just looked like a big group of something running. And then I was like, is it men? Like, are men just running down the hill? Like, is that what's going on? And then I was like, why are they so big? And so I got my camera and like zoomed in to see what they were, and then saw that they were cows, which was even more shocking because I didn't know cows would run like that. And they're just like running, 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 running down this hill to where I don't know. And there was like they were by themselves. I didn't see people. I didn't see. I mean, they're not sheep, so I guess there wouldn't be a sheepdog. But you see what I mean? They were just running by themselves in a pack, and I mean like 30 cows. Like it was a big. Oh, they didn't have horns, um, but good to know that females also have horns. And I was just very, very perplexed by what I was seeing and where they were running to and why they were running. And they were fast. It sounds like a movie. Felt like a movie too. It was when I went to it was when I was car camping, in my little car camping adventures. The number of things that I saw is interesting. Woke up to a horse outside my door and it was watching me. I'm sure. And initially I was like, oh, it's not watching me. But then when you realize that the horse, because it was standing to its side, but then when I realized that the eyes are on the side, I was like, oh, it is actually watching me. Didn't quite know what to do about that, so just waited, and eventually it just went. Saw sheep, lambs, and goats, cows, loads of animals. Renoir put on a horse's leg on. How can he put it on wrong? Dogs can herd cows. Wow. You guys are so well informed. I feel like such a seagull. I'm here like, I thought they were men, but they were cows. I thought they were horses, but they were cows. I should just assume they're cows moving forward. Um, and then more likely than not, I will actually be correct. Okay, I like it. Can you see? I put little houses and little sheep. Sean, welcome to the club. Honestly, it's only now. That's the thing I find funny. Because you know some people watching my car camping series, and I'm like, oh, considering how much they know, this must be either really entertaining or incredibly nerve wracking. Because, like, especially when I think back to me, like, walking along the seabed and being like, oh, these gigantic rocks are wet and I don't know why. And I just kept walking further and further and further and further because I wanted to get to the sea. Squeezed myself between a gap between two gigantic rocks that was so small. I had to take off my bag first, throw my bag across, and then go across it. And that's where I wanted to like pitch up and stay to like paint. And thank God I was like, you know what, I'm quite tired, and it was like half an hour walk, half an hour 20-minute walk. Let me just go back and be like a bit more inland instead of like sitting in this completely desolate place that's hard to get to in between gigantic rocks that are wet and have like the, you know, mussels on them. I don't know what they are, but you know, the sea, they have shells on them because normally the water comes back and covers that whole area. And I was just there jamming like, oh, maybe this is where I should stay. It's like my survival instincts weren't really kicking in. Anyway, they did, and I left and still almost got caught off by the tide. But all of that in the video, because I was so because I didn't know. I was there like, oh, this looks like Jurassic Park. This is so cool. And going into it. And as people watching are like, oh, what is she doing? How is she surviving? Or when I went to like another place and I ran out of food and water. And I don't think I told you guys that I hitchhiked, but I don't recommend it. And I don't normally do it. And I wouldn't normally do it. But this level of tiredness was I was so tired. And yeah, anyway. And as I was walking back, I obviously looked like my problems because I was so tired. And this lovely group of ladies stopped their car and they were like, do you want a lift, love? And I was like, yes, yes, please. Please. I'm so tired. I didn't say like I didn't beg, but I also didn't pretend to say no. And then yeah, honestly, I prayed for them by the time. So they dropped me off to my car, and then I was like, I was so grateful. I literally prayed for them and their safe journey back, and like, you know, thanked them so much for picking me up. Because I mean, I could have been the, you know, the crazy one. They don't know, but they just saw how tired I looked from behind. So maybe I was just walking like I was tired and tired. I was so tired. And I clearly showed it, and they pulled up and were like, oh, do you want a lift? I was like, please. Don't worry, I have no intentions of ever doing that again, but I was so grateful. Honestly, it's like God answered my prayer because I was like, I don't think I can do this. I haven't got it in me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then they pulled up. So again, that was all during my car camping adventures. Yeah, it's true. There's gonna be a time where I'm like, oh, I thought they were cows, but they were dogs. It's so funny. Uh, yeah, it was the day that, you know, I was trying to save. I didn't want to pay for the parking, and so I parked somewhere that was free, but it was half an hour walk to the car park, and then from the car park another half an hour walk to the sea. I was like, fine. But it was scorching hot, no clouds in the sky, and uphill. But I did it, got there, and then walked there, and then stayed in a beautiful beach. And the sun, like I said, no clouds, but there was shade further away. And I thought it was 10 minutes, but it was like a 45-minute walk. So then I walked. So that half an hour uphill, then half an hour downhill to the beach downstairs, at which point my legs are like trembling. Like I've never been so, like my legs have never been so tired that they're like shaking to carry my weight. So I couldn't even take pictures and stand by the edge of the cliff because I couldn't trust my legs to carry me. I walk down, get to the beach, rest for a bit, then the sun moves, no shade. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to walk again 10 minutes to get to the shade. That was 45 minutes to get to the shade. Walk there, this point have no water, no food, stay there, have a wonderful time, really lovely time, grateful to be there. Walk 45 minutes back to get to the stairs. Take another like 10-minute break because it was like I haven't got it in me. I can't walk back up. Eventually I get myself together, start walking back up, almost pass out. At this point I'm literally praying. I'm like, God, please do not let me be embarrassed here because we're in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know how an ambulance is going to come and get me here. And then, like, me at my age, that's what I'm doing, passing out. Well, like, who sent me? So I was praying. And, like, you know, if you've ever, like, passed out, you can feel it coming. So I was like, you know, I could feel it coming. I was trying to like concentrate and like squeeze my calves to like keep the blood flow up and like, I was like, keep going, keep going. And then that was because I was like exerting, right? And I wasn't fit. And I was also having other health issues and whatever. So there were many reasons, but I was still going. And I took a break. I was taking breaks and going, taking breaks and going, taking breaks and going. But it was just too much for me. Finally get to the top, having not passed out. So grateful, so grateful to God at that point. For the shame alone, I knew I'd be fine even if I passed out. But, you know, the shame, I was just like, I can't. Get to the top. And at this point, I'm like hungry. So I go to the food place at the top. And they're like, oh, sorry, love. We stopped serving food like half an hour ago. No, 5 minutes ago. And I'm like, is there any food anywhere else? They're like, no. Like, any shops? No. Anywhere nearby? No. Anyone who's gonna give me food or water? No, we don't, sorry. So I then start my walk half an hour back to the car, and that is where this lady and her mum and her aunt saw me walking back up the hill to go down the hill. That was a further half hour. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I had water, but I finished it in light of the 1 hour and 45-minute walk that I did. I finished it completely. And I'd had food, but I also finished it. No, they couldn't get, they were like, oh, there's nothing. So then these wonderful women dropped me off to my car. And the thing is, it was a 2-minute drive, but it was a half an hour walk because it's like 60 miles per hour. So it wasn't long, and they dropped me, and I was so grateful. But the people in the pub and restaurant weren't lying. There was no shop nearby. There was no food nearby. So then I had to drive 45 minutes to a nearby town so that I could buy food. And I was tired, bone tired, bought food, and obviously I was still car camping, so I just stayed there because I was just too tired to go anywhere else. And that's probably the one time that I should, anyway, the tales keep on going. But all this to say that I don't even know where I was going with this, but lots of adventures when car camping. I'm grateful for them, I can't lie. I did have a good time. I was just tired. I was just very, very tired, but it was a very good day aside from that. And I don't think I've ever walked that much or worked that hard. The next day I felt like I'd done a full like workout, you know. So Sean, part of the adventure is on video, not the full part. So I guess you guys are getting the the behind the scenes. the behind the scenes original. So the part that I've shared is getting. I've shared quite a bit. Like I've shared the getting to the Durdle door, which is the Dorset place that I'd walked all that time. So I shared that bit, but I haven't then shared the bit that happened after. I've recorded it, I just haven't edited it. Enjoy your movie, Dawood. Honestly, I'm so grateful for you. You are amazing. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Enjoy your movie. But I should probably let you guys go as well because it is late. It's probably past 4 a.m. And I should probably, do stuff on Boxing Day, which means that I should sleep so I can do said things. These are, let me move this. But yeah, I will edit those videos and put it up because with the car camping that day, that night, sorry. So I drove to is it Weymouth? I've forgotten what it's called. Maybe it's Weymouth. I drove there, bought food, and slept in the car park. And that was like the car park. There was. I wanted to leave, but I was too tired. I wanted to. It's the best way that I can put it. It was just the most random place, and there was a whole bunch of randomers outside. But obviously, they didn't know I was in my car, so it was fine. But I was just like, ugh. But I was too tired to drive, so called it a night there. And I mean, the rest of the time from there, I discovered this beautiful, beautiful place in Dorset called Lulworth Cove that I absolutely loved, and I went back to and spent so much time in, and I felt so inspired. And that's, to be honest, why I want to make the video, because when I was there, I created so many different paintings, and it was just a really nice way for me to explore how I can represent the same thing in lots of different ways. And I was just curious, like I had this desire to paint and to draw and to try and capture it. And because the landscape kept changing, like from morning, afternoon, evening, every time I looked at it, it looked different. I just kept feeling freshly inspired to paint it again, to draw it again, to try mixed media, to try gouache, to try watercolor. I just tried to capture it in so many different ways, and I could understand why different artists in general, but also back in the day, would paint the same thing over and over and over again. Before, I just felt like I was too impatient to do that, but when I was there, I just kept wanting to paint and to create, and that is the video that I wanted to make. But I haven't really felt like I in the mood to edit. And vlogs I find the hardest to edit. I enjoy watching them back the most, but I also find them really hard to edit to because obviously I'm living my life in real time. I'm not living my life thinking about how is this going to make a good video. And then when I try to put it back together, I'm like, does this make sense? But yeah, such is life. So just to do a quick recap, this is Daniel Smith's Cascade Green, and this is Daniel Smith's Christmas Tree Green. I think they are pretty much the same, apart from the fact Christmas Tree Green is supposed to have a scent. I like the colours. They are granulating. I don't know if you can fully see it here, but I can show you in my sketchbook as well. But yeah, they have like hints of this colour as well. So they are a nice colour. Then we have Roman Szmal's December 2025, which is again very, very granulating and has PG50 and PBR11. Then we have Serpentine Genuine. Again, another granulating green, but with this one, I don't know if you can fully see it. The granulation is like brown specks. Hopefully you can kind of see it and appreciate it. And then here we have Holbein's P-File Green, which is 4 pigments, but it is beautiful. It's actually one that I got myself as an extra. I will give you something else and let you know that these two I included in the December dot cards because they were wish list items. I can't tell you which number is which though. I can't quite remember. But this is what I made as the Happy Mail. And these two are in here. As well as Lapis Lazuli, which is the most expensive watercolor I have. You love Serpentine Genuine. I've honestly got like the tiniest bit left of that, and I don't know if I should replace it. I mean, I guess the fact that I don't have much of it indicates that I should replace it, isn't it? I can't smell it, but I can't smell pine, but I've had the watercolor for a while, so I don't know. And I feel like when I first got it, I could maybe smell something, but I didn't know what that was supposed to smell like. Does that make sense? It wasn't like I was like, oh yeah, this is pine trees. It was like it has a bit of a scent, but I don't know what it is. Does anyone have any other questions before I let you go? Gentle reminder that I've linked my membership in the description. I've also linked Koval sketchbooks because he very kindly gifted me a sketchbook. Roman Szmal was kind enough to send me this December 2025 colour, which is the new limited edition colour. Once they're gone, they're gone. So if you like the colour, get the colour. November 2025 is an example of that, which is one of my favorite colors, and that is unfortunately sold out. If you see it anywhere, feel free to let me know because it is a color I still very much love. It's actually in my main palette. Then there was also October 23, which again is sold out. So limited edition is unfortunately limited edition. I was hoping that it wouldn't be. So what else do I need to let you know? I will link the December 2025. I have put other links down below, including, hopefully, if not I will, the Shinhan gouache, which is what I used for this. The DIY coasters, I don't know if I linked, but if I haven't, I will. And if you remember, I will be posting some more of the little landscapes as well. But if you're not, then I hope that you enjoyed seeing this one. And the last live stream, we did that one, so you can see the process of those being created in real time. And then we have these. This one's to come, and these. And these. Yeah, it's been a really fun series to do. Fat squash, that's a very fair point. We don't normally get, in fact, we normally get discouraged from sniffing paint. So this is quite the opposite to what we normally get told, isn't it? No, honestly, Tema, because I thought like, oh, you know, quite often, sometimes brands will say it's limited edition and then just release it afterwards. So that's what I was hoping would happen, especially with November 24. But it did not, at least not yet. Maybe he'll like create a palette that will have all the limited edition colors or something. That'd be pretty cool. Thank you all so much. I really hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And if we don't chat before then, a very happy, joyful, fulfilled, art-filled New Year. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for being so incredible. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful time. I will leave you until next time. Bye.